Hello, good morning everybody. Hopefully you got the message earlier on. It seems so because you're all there. Morning Lisa. Oh, hang on a sec, where are we? So Wendy and Angela and Sharon and Leslie and Amanda and Angela and Mary McHugh and Pammy and Helen and Denise and Pam and Debbie and Elizabeth and Chris and loads of you on YouTube. Hello to everybody. Donella in Arizona in the USA. Hello Eleanor and Sue and another Lisa and Haley and Donna on Facebook and Claire. Morning Claire. I'm glad you got me. I got my timings a little bit wrong today. I've got a meeting later on and I actually woke up at ridiculous o'clock in the morning just thinking I can't make the meeting if I'm doing the live at 11. Silly. Anyway, so that's why we're early. Hi Leslie. It's a bit chilly here actually. It says on my PC raining now, but it's not. It's just a bit grey. Morning Lynn. Morning Pat. Hola Pat. Hello Sue. Helene, is it me or are you early? I am early, Helene. I did try message earlier on just to say I'm going to be early today. My mistake. I got my timings wrong. So sorry about that. I'm sorry it's short notice. I only realised this morning. Hi Lisa. Now I've got some new fabrics to show, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because I want to show you tomorrow. I'm going to make an impromptu little live stream tomorrow morning around, I don't know, around about 10, 11, something in the morning. Anyway, I should pop up and take you through these because I also want to show you next month's project for the Half Yard Club, which I think you're going to really like. It's curtains basically, so we've got lots of curtain fabric for and lots of inspiration, and I want to actually show you the projects and maybe some variations and things that you can make to match with them as well. Hello Alison. Hi Megan. Hi May and Sandra and Jan and Raina. Hello again. So this is what we're making, by the way. I've already, because I was up ridiculous early this morning, so I've already made a video and I haven't edited it yet, so that will be going on probably later on this afternoon. So it's got a popper pocket on the front and it's zipped and it's fully lined. If you wanted to add extra pockets on the inside, then of course you can do. So we'll make that in just a second. Lady Grey and Toast. Morning Susan in Bridgend, wanting to make a set of curtains. They're tie top curtains, Cher. Yeah, so they're really simple to make and all you need is a pole. So you don't need to put any header tape on there or fit one of those, what do they call them, with the rails where you put the hook. They're really easy, you just need a pole for these. Hi Laura. Hello Mary. So have a quick look at all of this lot. These aren't canvases, these are a linen mix, but I wanted to show you anyway because I've only gone on the website this morning. And oh, hi Ruby. Ruby, hello. What are you doing this morning? You're going to a party. Oh, that's not a surprise, is it? Hello. Anyway, any more requests? Let me know. Perfect for summer wear. So I'm thinking lightweight jackets. Of trousers, anything like that, and we've got the large check and the small check, but I think that's really classic. And of course you can use those for homewares, of course you can use those for curtains and cushions and things like that, but if you're looking for a linen mix, which means that you get the benefits of linen but oh Bob, a little bit of poly in there so it doesn't crease quite as easily, then that's the fabric there. Really quickly, so I'll take you through in more detail tomorrow. This one, don't think we can get any more, and I think that would make a beautiful pair of curtains, just FYI. These are canvases, we've got two shades with the roses on, nice and wide these as well. Love this one. We've got two tie-dyes. This is perfect curtain material. It's quite heavy, it's textured, but it hangs really, really well and very much on trend with a bit of tie-dyeing, I have to say. So we've got two colours in that one. That would make a really striking window. This one, I'm thinking bags. And I love that geometric design. It's very modern. Curtains, cushions, homewares, seat covers, perfect. And we've got a new colour in the plain canvas for you as well. So those are the new ones, but again, if you're not doing anything tomorrow morning, then watch out for your Facebook notification pinging and we'll have a chat about curtains. not going to make curtains, that's the project for Half Yard Club, but there you go. Okay, so that's all of those. She knows about the part. Oh, good. Bouncy castle, disco, 36 kids, gin. Perfect. Perfect party, Lisa. A gym bag. I haven't actually, Megan. I don't go to a gym, so I haven't thought about that, but that's a good idea. Oh, actually, there will be an overnight bag for the July Half Yard Club. I haven't designed it yet, but that could be a similar kind of thing. I was planning on making a big duffel bag kind of thing, so that'd work, couldn't it, for the gym? Now, Angela, I tried to give notice like at 8:45 this morning. I only realised this morning that I got my timings right. I've actually got a meeting at 12 o'clock, and I normally finish here at 12 o'clock, and it just dawned on me that at about 3 o'clock this morning, I'm never going to make it. So yes, that was a bit silly of me. Hello, Eleonora in Hungary. Partner myth that I need my Saturday live coffee early today. He'll get over it, Laura. He'll get over it. Getting together for a deco new babies. Oh, baby number 4, a girl number 4, but this time it's Caroline. She's going to make things for her. Could make another pair of curtains. I think so. The thing is, when you make your own, thank you. You can change them more. Curtains are really expensive to buy. I haven't bought any for years, to be honest. But I remember, it was a few years ago, I was asked to make some curtains for a friend of mine who was a presenter on Ideal World. And he'd been into John Lewis. And the windows were 90 deep, but they were like 180 wide. They were massive big windows. And there were 2 of them in his living room. Very posh. And we priced up the curtains to buy would have been about £2,500. Well, they would have had to have been made, about £2,500. But from John Lewis at the time, we could buy exactly the same fabric. So I made these curtains, and it cost him, I think, about £600. You can save yourself so much money. But for the kind of curtains that we're doing for the Half Yard Club project it'll be next week, won't it? Is it June next week? A couple of weeks. I don't know, not long. They're so simple to make and quite quick to make. They are fully lined and everything. They're proper curtains. They're finished off properly. We're not just throwing fabric at a window. We are making them properly. But it just means that if you wanted spring curtains or summer curtains, and then maybe a heavyweight with blackout lining for winter curtains, you can do that. I'd done a bum bag. Rod, there was a bum bag in the Half Yard Club. I'm not sure if it's still there now, but that's the only one I've made. What type of bag is the navy bag behind me? This one is that's a download on the website. It's a tie side bag. There's no pattern for it. I just give you the measurements and the instructions, and it's got, I shan't undo it, but it ties at the side so it gathers it in a little bit, and it's got a patch pocket on the inside as well. So yeah, that's a downloadable on the website. As is, did that fall over? As is the Japanese knot bag. So that's just gone on yesterday. That does have a pattern. With the knot bag, I don't know if you've ever made those before. You get one long loop and one short loop, and you thread the long one through the short one and pull it, and that closes it. It can be very complicated to make because it's lined and it's reversible. And normally there's a lot of opening up and hand sewing and top stitching, and so I've devised a pattern, all my own work. It's a little bit like making a waistcoat, if you've ever made a waistcoat. So that all of those issues are taken out of the equation. And there is a YouTube video that I made. It was a while ago, but it's the same kind of technique. So there is a pattern. In fact, there's 3 patterns, I think, for that, and 3 pages of instructions. It's quite a hefty thing. And you've got a link to the video there as well. Tab top curtain. Tie top. No, they're tie tops. They've literally got strips of fabric, and you tie them to the pole. So they're not tab tops. They're not the ones with the holes, and there's no header tape or anything, which I think makes it easier. We might do those later on. We may do a different homewares section. In fact, I've been commissioned to do a book on curtains. That's a couple of years away. There's a lot of books commissioned at the moment. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. The Sewing Live YouTube channel. Is that you, Alan? Sorry if it's not, but Alan pops up under all of these different guises, so I thought that might be you. Let me know. Hello, me Julie. Made loads of Japanese bags, she loves them. Loving the deluxe soft canvas, white roses navy. Could you make a skirt with it? Canvas doesn't sound right. No, Sarah, canvas you imagine to be like something you do painting on. But this is a softer canvas. So it's 100% cotton. And let me see if I can show you a bit of drape. So a skirt would be absolutely fine made out of this. It will crease a bit, but there again, cotton would do anyway. But yeah, absolutely fine. As you can see, it is quite soft. It's got a nice drape, but it's strong. So yeah, perfect for a skirt. Don't know if I'd make a dress, but perfect for a skirt. If it's quite a structured skirt. If you want a flowy skirt, this isn't a flowy kind of fabric. Maddie, book first, please. I'm told I've got the proofs through. So I've now got to I hate that bit. Got to go through and my editor Emily has put any questions and corrections that she thinks are appropriate. I've got the cover shot through, which I didn't like, so I've changed that. Diva. And I've got to tick all of those boxes. Then it goes to a proper proofreader, and then I get a big long list of that doesn't make sense and I don't understand that and that measurement's not right and all that kind of thing. So yeah, we're at that stage at the moment, but I'm told beginning of December for it. His birthday, is it? Sorry, I've missed that one. A curtain maker with 25 years experience. 25 years. Yeah, probably. I can probably beat you on that one, Kathy. Julie's curtains need updating. Hot and sunny in Cyprus, says Dee. And Joy's in New Zealand. Oh, thank you very much. Can we volunteer to proofread for you? No, it wouldn't be my book if I didn't do that, would it? I just hate doing it. Right. Should we do some sewing? It is, Alan. Nice to have you here still. I hope things are going to work out for you. I was thinking about you yesterday. So I know you've got a couple of issues at the moment from what I've heard. So yeah, I hope things are going to be okay. Okay, so this is what we're going to make. Now I've actually made it in a Lady McElroy viscose twill, which is a dressmaking fabric, which is perfect for the skirt from the Half Yard Club, and not really for bag making. But I know I've said before, you can use any fabric that you like. You make it suitable for bag making. So I've put H630 behind the main part of the bag to give it some stability. And on the flap and the pocket at the front, I've used a G700. I'll show you that on the fabric that I'm using in just a second. So if you love the print of the fabric, but the fabric isn't right for what you're making, that is unless you want to make something floaty out of canvas. It doesn't work that way around. But if you've got a very lightweight fabric, and you want to make something a bit more sturdy, then interfacing and stabilizers are the way to go. We don't have a lot on the website because it's completely baffling. You know, if you go to the Valiseline suppliers and you've got a list this long of all of the different, we'll just sell the ones that we use most often, so it's not confusing there as well. Right, so I'm going to use this time. Oh, by the way, Kim sent out a newsletter this morning. We're not going to bombard you with newsletters, but if you wanted to sign up on the website, she sends out about one a month, just updating you on what's coming up and anything new that's coming in and all that kind of malarkey. So if you want to receive a newsletter from us, we have about 9,000 of you so far. So a lot of newsletters went out this morning. So yeah, do come join us if you want to sign up there. It doesn't cost anything, just sign up. Oh, Helen's going to Tesco. See you later, Helen. Maybe see you on Wednesday. Was done homewares and bags, that's better than dressmaking. I do, actually, Elizabeth. It's just again time to do it. But I do like quilting would be nice, Lorraine. Yeah, I do like a bit of curtains and cushions. Okay. So this is a Lady McElroy fabric. This is a viscose, and it's very fine and floppy and perfect for a summer skirt. So I wanted to make it more sturdy. So I've cut out two pieces. Now when I do the the YouTube video, which hopefully will be later on, it takes ages to edit and render, I will put in the description box your measurements in centimetres and in inches. So I'm in inches at the moment, but if you have a look at the video later, then I shall put it in centimetres as well for you. So 2 pieces of outer fabric, and these each measure 11 inches across by 9 inches deep, and then 2 pieces of lining fabric to the same. I haven't put pockets on the inside. If you wanted to put pockets on the inside, I suggest you put a patch pocket across the centre. So H630 on the back of this one. We do H630 and H640. H630 is slightly thinner than the H640. Doesn't really matter what you use. The idea is that you're going to stop the fabric from twisting and being too floppy. And the difference between a fleece like this and the interfacing that I've used on the pockets is the fineness of it. So this is G700, which is like putting another piece of cloth onto the fabric. It's fusible, so that's ironed on and stuck on there. So if you're using a cotton fabric for the pocket or for the bag, no need to do that. But this fabric without it was just too soft. It wouldn't have held up very well. So the pocket is not wide enough. Oh no. Oh gosh, I've cut that a little bit too short. Well, that was a silly thing to do. So we'll make the bag a bit smaller. I'll give you the proper measurements as they should be, but I'm going to have to make that a little bit smaller because for some reason I've done that. So the pocket on the front, 11 inches across, 7 inches deep, and a piece of lining to the same size. And then the flap fabric, again I've put G700 on the wrong side, and that measures 9 inches across and 4 inches deep. So just to get myself out of this one, the measurements, as I say, and the bag that goes on YouTube are going to be bigger. I don't know how I managed that. I've done that before, have I? Rotary cutter, here we are. I can't get my head around centimetres, inches are good. I can for the most part, Gina, because when I'm writing instructions for anything, I try, if I have the time, to translate everything from inches to centimetres so you get all of them, because otherwise I get complaints. I get quite a lot. Can you convert all of that into centimetres for me, please? I thought, you know, if I do that, I'm just going to Google it and you can do that yourself. Is what I thought. I did it, but you know, that's what I thought. Right, and we'll cut that down a little bit as well. Okay, so pocket on the front first. I'm going to put a popper on the pocket, but I'm going to make the pocket up first of all, so the pocket flap up first of all. 7 inches. Is that 7 inches? Yeah, need to cut that down a little bit as well. Honestly, it's a good job I've got all the measurements in a video when I did it properly. This is what happens when I get up at a silly o'clock. 11 inches by 6 inches for the pocket on the front. Right. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to round off the corners of the flap. So I'll do this through both pieces of fabric, through the lining and the outer. So I need my marking pen here and just draw around the edge. So I'm doing this on both pieces. You could do it by eye if you're confident. You could leave it square if you preferred. Biz bakes in metric but sews in imperial. It's funny, isn't it? Because we sell and buy fabric by the metre in the UK, but we deal in inches. Funny, isn't it? You wouldn't go into a fabric store and ask for a yard of fabric over here, but then you'll make a quilt that's, you know, 60 inches square. We're odd like that. I don't get litres or grams. Grams is the word anyway, just old. So these are going to be sewn right sides together, and a turning gap just in the top here. So I'm not going to pin this, I'm just going to sew with around about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Doesn't really matter if that's not exact, as long as it is uniform all the way around. So start here, the turning gap, kneel down in the corner, and careful as you go around the curve, because the shape of your stitches is going to form the shape of the flap. So we want that a nice smooth curve without any pointy bits. So just take your time as you go around here. And to the point. And there's my gap. And then I'm going to snip across the corners. Just trim into the seam allowance around the curves. You could use pinking shears there if you wish, or just snip into the curves. I find it just as easy to trim them. That goes in the bin. Then we'll turn this the right side out. Ounces and inches is nostalgic, reminds me of my mum. Oh, I missed a bit at the top there. Just missed a little bit of that lining, so I'm going to go back over there. That was a silly thing to do. Lots of silly things happening today. Am I in the way there? No, you can see that, can't you? Okay. That's better. Then we'll turn it the right side out. Oh, hi Mary. Work got in the way, she says. I love it when you chat amongst yourselves on there. It's like having a little private party, isn't it? When you welcome each other along. I think it's really nice. Thank you for that. Makes it a nice place to be. So, hello. Don't look at the dog on the sofa.
What's that doing there?
It's comfy.
I bet she is.
Don't tell Kim. We have a white chair in the corner, which is a prop that Gary has been doing some photography on, and Bobbin's decided it's a comfy place to be. Yeah. So anyway, just have a look at this. So I've turned that the right side out. And I'm not going to sew the opening closed at the moment. I'm just going to pull the sides open and fold the edges in. And then I'm going to give that a quick press. And if I just do this, you'll see who's in trouble. Hey Bob. Bob, you're not allowed on there. So let's switch the iron on. Haven't got that already. And we'll just iron around it. Well, iron this. Then I'm going to top stitch around it as well. Not quite warm enough. If you've got any best press or spray starch or something like that, you could use that. Just to help this all stay in place. Come on, warm up. So let's pull that open again. It's the early start. You had to be a lot happening for you. No, thank you, Claire. I'm planning. Well, I'm not. I was planning on working it so that I can take 2 days off. Oh, Facebook went blank then for a second. And I think I'm talking myself into another little job that'll take me up 2 days a week. So you can't say no, can you? Hello, Shelley. Walking the dog. Right. So I'm just going to top stitch around the top of that. Not across the top, but just around the bottom 3 sides. So in the States, I don't suppose we have anybody in America here, do we? Because it's really early in the morning. But I know they're all in inches. But do you use centimetres at all? You know, like we dabble in everything. We dabble in imperial and we dabble in metric because that's the kind of people we are. But what do you do? And if you're in Europe, what do you do over there? Because you're centimetres, aren't you? But are there any occasions when you're dealing with inches? Or you go and buy a gallon of petrol? Okay, so that's top stitch around there. And I'm going to pop a popper on. I'm going to pop a popper on my pocket. So let's fold this in half. It's not very tidy. We'll remove that stray thread. Machine embroidery is centimetres and millimetres. Oh, okay. Hello, oh, Zambalaya, is that right? From Malaysia, welcome along. Oh, Anne, I will always fit you in. You're my priority. What colour should we do? I think no, there's one. Look, that'll do. So if you haven't seen these before, you have a pointy bit. I'll need 2 of those, and then you have one with a bit that sticks up, and one with a bit that goes in. There we go, like that. So one fits inside the other. I know they're called male and female, but I don't like that. So one sticks out and one goes in, and they fit inside each other. So for this one, I've creased the centre line here, and I'm going to push the spike about ½ inch or just over a centimetre from the end and push that through. If your fabric's too thick, I mean these are quite strong spikes, to be honest, so that's going through quite nicely. Poke a hole in there with your quick unpick. Then I'm going to put 1/2, doesn't matter which one, over the top of the spike like so. And then one takes one's tool and sits the top of it in the cup shape at the bottom there, and line it all up. We don't want to be doing that sideways or anything, and give it a squish, and that is well and truly stuck on. It's really, really simple to do. We do have some of these on the website, and if you are thinking ahead to the Maddie book, I use those quite a lot. Just saying. Right, now I'm not going to fit that half just yet. I'm going to take the front and lining pocket pieces and sew these right sides together across the top. Christine's cutting Mattie's centimetres and ruler in inches. Are we not multilingual, what would the word be? Multi-measuremental. Sorry, Rosina, yeah, I don't like being late. I don't like not turning up. I don't like letting you down, but I couldn't do 11 o'clock today. I got my timings completely wrong. So sorry about that, but I would have given you lots of notice, but I only remembered at 3 o'clock this morning. You know, you have one of those moments when you wake up and it's like, I can't do that. So I'm folding this over, and I'll just press that like that. Arizona in the USA, 2:30 a.m. Oh gosh, because you're early I can catch you live, and use as inches mostly. I've got centimetres and anything. It's everything imperial. I'm just top stitching across the top of that. Then we'll fit the other half of the pop. I call them poppers. You might call them snaps. I think they've got different names. I love a popper, Janet. I do like a popper. So this is how it's going to line up, so we can kind of gauge where the second half of the popper needs to go. So pocket goes on the front of bag there. Flap is going to go over the top there, and overlap that by about 1.5 inches or 4 centimetres. And I'm just going to mark where the second popper should go. Let me make sure that is in the centre. Lost the mark now. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Bang on in the centre. But I do need to put the popper on from the opposite side, from the inside to the out. So there's my mark, and I'm just going to transfer this through to the other side. So stick a pin through it, and it needs to go here. So again, take the spiky bit, and that comes, I'm looking a bit messy here, aren't I? Goes through from the back to the front. Hello, Jane. Oh, was it Shelley's birthday? Shelley Faye, happy birthday to you. Rather large box on its way to you. Oh, it's a pity it didn't get... Oh! If DPD do a next day delivery, you might get that as a birthday present then. So then the second half of the snap goes on the top there. And I'm just holding those together while you slip this over. Just push all the fabric out of the way until you get to the bit that we want. And then you can kind of feel when it all lines up and it's in place, and give it a squish. And that is well and truly on. To be honest, you could have gone all the way through. No one's going to look inside the pocket, but I just thought it's quite neat just to hide that inside. So now we lay the pocket on the front of the bag. I'm going to fasten the popper so I know that the flap's in the right position. I can take my little ruler and just make sure that that's straight. And then we'll stick a couple of pins in there. Yeah, hopefully, Shelley. It went next day delivery from DPD yesterday. So, I say if you get a delivery on a Saturday, it should be with you today. So I'm going to sew across the top here to secure the flap, and then I'm just going to put a few stitches to hold the... I could have fussy cut that, couldn't I? If I'd have had the time. Or the inclination. Right, so I'm still on a long stitch, and I'm just sewing quite close to the edge of the flap. You could make quite a feature of this using a contrast fabric, could you not? And let's go down the sides. Just a little way, don't have to sew all the way around. This is just to kind of hold the layers together a little bit so I can take the pins out. And just up to this side as well. And let's open this up. Shelley's big box. Oh, I don't know if I should say what Shelley's big box. She's bought the shop basically. And thank you very much, really appreciate it. Oh, you silly devil, I've sewn all the layers together there. See, you didn't point that out, did you? I've sewn the front and the back together. I've never done that before. So you're going to have to chat amongst yourselves again now. What a silly thing to do. So at least I know it was all lined up perfectly when it all went together. Didn't get this when I was recording it at 6 o'clock this morning. Anyway, oh, thank you, Julie. Somebody noticed. Yes, I've sewn the front and the back together. That's because I'm rushing. What is the silliest thing you've done sewing? Besides, you know, trying to be a sewing expert and demonstrating how to make something and getting it completely wrong like this. I have before now sat with English paper piecing on my knee and sewn through my skirt, and I tell you what I did. It took me so long to do this little bit of piecing. I didn't want to unpick it and unpick my skirt away from it, so I cut a hole in my skirt. So I do have, it's part of a quilt that I made all by hand. And if you were ever to open it up and take a look on the inside, you'd see a little bit of floral fabric stuck to the back of it. And then I made a patch for the skirt. It's just easier than unpicking it all after all that hard work. Sewn a long distance with no thread in the bobbin. Oh, I've done that so many times, Megan. I'd like one of those machines that alerts you when you're running out of thread. Fancy machines. Yeah, I do that an awful lot. And even when you know when you start sewing and you know there's not very much fabric there, sorry, not much thread there, so you know you've got to watch out for it, but then you still carry on. Done that lots. Took off a thimble to get a better grip, and of course then, oh, painful. haven't really had many bad accidents like that with needles. Scissors, I've done that. When you're holding something and your scissors go into your skin there. Oh, several times that's happened. I haven't caught my finger under the needle on the sewing machine, but I have had a nasty bash from the screw that holds the needle in, the needle clamp, when it bounces up and down, and got caught on it. Lisa did a piece of red work and stitched a quarter of it to my jeans. 3 hours wasted. Red work jeans, it's a fashion. Right, I'm not going to sew all the way around that now. So we have this. So all done and rectified and sorted and everything. I'm going to put the zip in next. Now my zip is ridiculously long. We do have zips back in stock on the website, by the way. It's a pack of 13 of different colours. So they're kind of nice to have in stock. I'm going to cut that down a bit because it's way too long. And I'm going to sew this facing down, so slider facing down across the top of the pocket, and then I'll put the lining on the other side. I don't do this at the same time as the lining because I like to see where I'm going. So first of all, I like to sew down the centre of the zip. I'm going to move the needle over to the left hand side so I don't have to put my zipper foot on, and just line that up. I find it easier not to pin personally, and we'll sew. And then I'll take the lining, just one piece of lining, sewn over my fingernail. Ooh, 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 that's painful. Right, and then turn it around. So the zip is sandwiched in the middle of the outer and the lining fabric. So this is pretty much, I've done this so many times before. It was really the pocket on the front I wanted to show you. That's what makes this a little bit different. But it's an easy bag to make, but something that you could use for a gift bag, something that you can use for storage. Just going to fold that, oh, wrong camera. Just going to fold that away from the zip, so we have this. And then the second side, just make sure I've got the flowers the right way up, is going to go right sides together across the top of the zip here. And then we'll have the lining on the other side as well. So just matching up the edges of the fabric as we sew. And then the lining goes on the other side. I've just missed a little bit of that lining there, so I'll just do that. See, that's what happens when you don't pin. Okay, so that's that, that's that, that's that. Second lining needs to go, there we go, on the opposite side of the zip. So line up the edges, flip it over, and sew from the side where I can see the stitches. What else have you been doing? Silliest and most annoying thing I've done on more than one occasion is to sew carefully around an intricate area of whatever I'm making, taking pins out as I go along. Oh yes, thread running out again. I think that's quite a common one, isn't it? I sewed, I've told you this story before, so sorry if you've heard it. I was asked to sew together or take the sleeves out of somebody's jacket and add them to a waistcoat. I'm just going to top stitch along the side of this while we're chatting. And it was incredibly thick fabric and it was too thick to go under my sewing machine, so I did it all by hand. So I unpicked by hand, obviously, put it back together again by hand, put both sleeves in, tried it on, and sewed the sleeves that way around, both of them. So I unpicked, started again, sewed them back together again, and then for the second time, sleeves wrong way round. The third time I got it right, so it took me days to do this. And then when I gave it to said so-called friend who asked me to do it, she said, Oh, I don't really like it. Can you take the sleeves out? I preferred it like it was. Yes, Carol, I am early. Sorry about that. I've got a meeting at 12 o'clock and I completely got my timings wrong. Saying, oh yes, I'll be there at 12, not thinking that I don't normally finish here till 12. So I did pop up earlier on Facebook and YouTube just to let you know. So sorry if you missed that. Shan't do it again. So I'm snipping off the end of the zip. I'm snipping off the end of this zip. Make sure you move the zip slider out of the way when you do that. And I'm just going to sew the ends of the zip together here. I know, Megan, I don't get angry. You know about it when I get angry. These things happen, you just learn to say no next time. Right. I hate zips. Can I put zips in those? Oh, it's, keep going with zips. We can't work without zips. Okay. We're done there. So then we'll sew these right sides together. So, and I've just caught a bit of the lining in there. Right, are there ditties in the offering as I'm guessing no time? Not at the moment, Sarah, I'm afraid. I'm dittyless. I need a long car journey so I can concentrate on ditties. There are some in the Maddie book. Okay, with the zip open, we're going to fold this over so that the outer pieces are right sides together and the lining pieces are right sides together. And we're going to sew all around the edge, but leave a turning gap in one side big enough to get my hand in. When you come to the bits where the zip is, you push it towards the lining side. Alright, so let's just line this up. Let's start across the bottom. Making sure everything is lined up. That goes over there. And then we'll sew. Oh, and I don't fit you in. This is really important. It's Saturdays and Wednesdays are quite the highlight of my week. I love being here. Oh, Wednesday, by the way, it's everything else that's fit in. Everything else works around you normally, apart from today, and I forgot. We're going to do invisible zips on Wednesday. I'll show you how to fit a zip into a seam, so as if you're making a dress. And then if we've got time, I shall fit an invisible zip into a cushion cover, which is a little bit of a different technique. So that's Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And we've got invisible zips back in stock on the website. Just saying. Right. So I've left my turning gap, haven't forgotten that. That's another thing that we do a lot. Oh, I am, Sarah, thank you. I am going to pop along tomorrow. At maybe about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I think, and just show you the new canvases that we've got on the website. They're all there now if you wanted to have a look, and we'll have a chat about the next Half Yard Club project, which is the tie top curtains, so I'll show you those as well, because we tried to bring you a varied selection of projects. You say, and in fact you're getting two. I haven't written the instructions yet, but when I was making up the curtains I thought, well, a cushion to match would be quite nice, wouldn't it? So you're getting a cushion to match. And then your secondary project is actually another cushion. I'm just trimming this down a bit. But it's going to be a Monstera leaf Hawaiian applique cushion. No, that's what we're doing. So, just make sure I've caught all the bits. I'm going to square off the bottom. Peter, they didn't quite match up, but that's I've just trimmed it down, so it wasn't really a massive seam allowance. I'd got one piece of lining that had kind of grown a little bit longer than the other, so that's why that happened. So the same seam allowance all the way around. Pull out the two sides of the fabric so that the base seam sits over the side seam, and we'll have a pin in there. And then from the point, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. Nice with a little ruler like this, because I can make sure everything's square. And then, whoops, draw across there. Then I'm going to sew across that line. Has Lisa done a ditty? Hang on. Oh, you've spread it out. There was a young lady called Deb who sewed every week on the web. The chatters joined in. She used her floor as the bin. The professional sew is called Deb. I love that. I'm not sure if it's going to be published, but I do love that. Yeah, your ditty beats mine apparently. You're only a professional if you get paid for it, aren't you? I'm not getting paid for this, so no professional. We need to do that in all 4 corners. And snip across there, so just get rid of all of the bulk there. And do the same with this one. I'm going to do this kind of by eye, so I'm not measuring and marking every one because it would take an age. Lisa Fan, go to your party and drink gin, will you? Love the dissing. I do have a bin, look, and I do throw stuff in it, so I'm not just chucking stuff on the floor, honestly. Let's do the same with the lining. Oh, Mary, I wouldn't hear of it. Right, so again, I'm doing that. I've done so many of these corners over the years, you can kind of gauge the size that you need to do them. That's 1.5 inches from the end of the seam line. I dare you to publish the one I told you about the chapter. No! Honestly. Oh, Alana's off to spend the day with her daughters and her granddaughter. What a lovely day. I'm with mine, or one of them, next Sunday. She's going to be 7, Lisa's granddaughter. Having roller skates. I don't know why I'm whispering, because she won't be watching. Roller skates. And armour. I love the tension ditty. Do you know, it's funny, I was talking to Gary about my ditties the other day, and that's actually my favourite ditty, because I think it's quite a useful one as well. Had to go on YouTube to see the shirring. That was I made that yesterday for a YouTube video that I put on last night, and I'm really pleased with the way that it's turned out. And it's only cotton poplin we've got a bee, maybe 1/2 metre of the pink, and then that was a Riley Blake Briar. It's a Riley Blake one, and you'd probably get away, well, you'd have to order 1/2 metre anyway, wouldn't you? But if you bought 1/2 metre of 2 fabrics, you could probably make 2 little dresses like that. Can remember the tension ditty. I can't remember it off the top of my head, Chris. I'd have to, maybe shall I find it for Wednesday? I'll read it to you on Wednesday. There are ditties, not so much ditties, but little poems going into the Maddie book. So, there will be little poems in Maddie. Right, let's turn that through. Push out the bottom. Where have you gone? And then I've got a hole in the lining. Let me just keep pushing this through. There we go, route 930. Yeah, sure, I did. I'm glad you saw that. What on earth have I done there? It was going so well. I know what I've done. I've put the pocket on the wrong side. You know, when you pull out the bottom, I'd pulled the pocket fabric to the back instead of to the front, so I should have mentioned that. But it's actually created a nice round look to my bag, so I'm going to keep it like that. I quite like that. Happy accident, as they say. Right. 18 months late being published. Yeah, I wish I could do something about it, Lisa. I was gutted when they told me that. It should have been out by now. Does your keeper husband get cross with you for throwing it on the floor? And my keeper husband doesn't really care what I do, because he doesn't have to clean up after me anyway. Right, so just sewing that opening closed. And then push that inside. I quite like the little round bag, to be honest. That was quite unexpected. Now when you fit a zip this way, it will go kind of into the side seam. You'll have a little bit of a lump there. You could put little tabs on the end, but that's not what I did for this one. So you've got the pocket on the front and a round bag, which wasn't quite expected. There you go. And again, you could put patch pockets on the inside if you wanted to. So what I suggest is that later on this afternoon, when I do the upload the video for the proper one, that you follow the instructions for that one, because that's what it should look like. So not the round one, but I did quite like the round one. Nice with the handle on it, actually, wouldn't it? Anyway, good evening, Janet. What else have we got? The video for the dress. Have a look on YouTube, Hazel. If you go to my YouTube channel, it's one of the, well, it's the most recent one because it went on last night. Karenson is on his way to Jamaica, first holiday with his girlfriend. Oh, nice. I've never been to Jamaica. Gary worked in Jamaica years ago. Thanks, Caroline. It is a lovely happy accident. It's funny how things kind of turn out like that sometimes, isn't it? But there you go. Got a round bag and a square bag. The choice is yours. Go for the square. Right. So I'm going to pop off. I shall pop back. Bob's fast asleep. Tomorrow morning, around about 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that, when I can get myself organised and get together. YouTube video for this will hopefully be on later on today. Fabrics, if you're interested in those, will be on the website, and I haven't seen letterbox it for dates. Would like a reminder, please, Dave. Okie doke, Bonnie, we'll fit that in. I lost my thread there. Oh, if you have a look on the website and go to featured products, you'll see all of the fabrics that I've spoken about, and the tools and the poppers and everything that I've used there. Don't forget to use your 10% discount code if you're a member of the Half Yard Club. And if you're not, I'm going to give you some more details about it tomorrow and show you some projects. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Karen and Mary and Chris. I'll see you tomorrow. Alice, thank you as well. Thank you, Caroline. Right, so that's that. I need to just go over here and do that. So we're not making a project tomorrow. We're not making a project on Wednesdays. It'll be all about invisible zips on Wednesday. So if you can join me then, I'd love to see you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you again soon.